All right, happy Wednesday, everybody. I hope you're doing well. As you can see, we got a little bit of progress done. Had a little bit of a delay waiting on materials to come in. So just to summarize the last couple of weeks, drove about 50 hours for Uber up in the Springs and proved that I've got a way to make money. Average $25 an hour, so that's going to be my money for the next little while. And we'll figure something else out after that. But what I was waiting for was the red tubing, which is specifically made to go underground. So as you can see, we've got plastic laid down. We've got 2-inch foam board insulation. So we've got our vapor barrier. We've got a radian stop. I've still got to insulate around the edges and kind of button those up and put down the rebar, which is sitting on the trailer out there, which is the goal for today, and to get 3 doors framed up, and then I should be substantially complete for this piece of it and ready for the pour. I've contacted the crew that's going to do the pour for me, so hopefully he has a chance to stop out today or tomorrow and we can get a date set on that in the next week and a half. And then we'll be outside. So we're starting to get materials gathered for putting the exterior on. And pretty soon, this will look like a house. So kind of just a walking tour. Spent the last 2 days on this, and by 2 days I mean about 6 to 9 hours a day, because I really couldn't do a whole lot in the morning because it's been windy. But we got all the vapor barrier laid down, which is 6 mil plastic, completely covered, and on top of that is this premium engineered insulation R-Tech Insulfoam 7.7 R rating. It's got foil backing that should help keep my heat in. So I will cut strips and we'll go along the baseboards all the way around just to try to make sure heat is going in towards the house. One continuous loop system. Still got a few places to get down and set, and then that box will get basically mounted straight to the floor. I'm just going to use a couple pieces of rebar and pound them all the way down through so it's solid, and then I will fill that with some, so that's where it'll terminate up into the utility room and I can hook it into the system. One continuous loop, one piece of pipe. Got a little wide in a few places because as we were rolling it out I started getting a little paranoid that we were going to run short, but I think we've got good coverage. House is just a little bit under 1,500 square feet, so there really isn't a reason to go with 2 or 3 zones, because the reality of it is we're not ever going to not heat the back bedroom, and it's one consistent price to keep the whole building. So we'll probably come back to this bit a little bit later when we put the whole system together. But everything that I read said, depending on where you're at, how hard your winters are, anywhere from 9 inches to a small loop up to about 2 feet, depending on what your purposes are. So I went closer on the first few going around the outside because I figured that's where the heat needs to start. The inside is going to be easier to maintain at a temp, so the outside loop will be where the hot water starts going, and it'll just cycle through all of this. Not hot water, it'll be a blend so it never freezes, but that's where that sits. So as you can see, I ran out of light. I got all the long way done, 3/4 of the way across. I got all the short way put down. I've got to clip them into the rebar trucks, but shouldn't take long, and then just the other a little less than half to do. So one thing I did want to mention is Jace, Desi and Blakeley came out to visit us for a couple days, so we had a great time with them. I'll pop in a picture. But I had a great visit. They got to see some of the area. It was a real short visit, so we didn't do any work on the house, but we did get to show them where we're at and visit with them, and always great to see Miss Blakeley and of course Jace and Desi, and they're doing well. So I'm going to leave you off with time lapse. I didn't quite get all of it because it was starting to get dark and I didn't think it looked good, so I kind of ended a little bit early. I did a little bit of work after time lapse left. So next steps, I did not hear back from the crew lead that's gonna do the pour. There's always the chance that they're working somewhere up in the mountains on a 2 or 3 day job out of cell service. So I will continue to try to get a hold of him and hopefully get our pour date scheduled. But other than the insulation around the outside, and I kind of want to talk to him before I put that in, I will have the rebar complete tomorrow. I'll finish that up in the morning, and then I'll probably just go drive unless I hear from Stan, who's doing the concrete. So I'm gonna call it a night. Lisa's at work and we'll be home about an hour. Gives me enough time to get cleaned up and sit down and visit with her. So take care, guys. Stay safe. Addition number 2. Forgot to mention that the reason I didn't get as much done on the rebar today is because I got all the doors framed in. See, I'll take pictures of that now, but you'll notice moving forward, all the doors are done, and it's not going to be very long because literally as soon as they pour the concrete and it's okay to work on, we'll start putting the outside on, windows and doors, and exterior, and then insulation. Probably try to get my heat system up and running, or I do have a salamander type thing, so I should be able to keep the building fairly warm while we're working in it. So let's try this again. Stay safe, everybody. I hope you're doing well.